What's up, YouTube? It's Jeremy. So what I'm going to try to do in this video is kind of do a step-by-step build process, just kind of showing you guys the various things I'm doing for the new saltwater tank. First off, I'm showing you guys the tank, which I finally got an opportunity to drill. Everything went fine. The hole saw is actually really good from glassholes.com. Things pretty smooth. Here's the glass puck right here. I did get a bit of chip out, but you know, no big deal. It's gonna be covered. It's right here, but it's gonna be covered by a bulkhead anyway, so nobody's gonna see it. I'm not too mad about it. The edges are smooth, and I did not crack the glass, so I would call that a success. But the tank's actually still in the box. I never even took it out when I bought it. I'll show you guys the stand. Right now there's a blanket covering it, but just finished building the stand, so I'll show you guys that. The sump is down there. The silicone has been curing for about a week, so it should be good to go. So I'll show you guys that. And also I need to spray paint the back of the tank and also install the overflow. So that's where I'm at right now, and stay with me, guys, and I'll show you guys the other processes. Okay, people, so here is the tank once again. As you can see, the back has been spray painted. For somebody that missed it in my last video, this is what I use. Crayon Fusion Gloss Black. Works very well for aquariums. And dries really quickly. And the overhead is installed. So here is the 90-degree elbow. Here is the tube you can adjust up or down. Bulkhead. And then from the inside you can see the overflow. And that's about all there is to it. So I'll turn the tank around so you guys can get a head-on view of what it looks like. Give me a sec. Okay, guys, so I flipped the tank around, and you're now looking at the head-on view from the front. And as you can see, the overflow box really blends in very, very nicely with the black background. Almost disappears really into it. It's very hard to spot. It's low profile and very inconspicuous in the tank, which is exactly what I was going for. So pleased with that. You can also see the returns I'm doing. Originally I planned on drilling the returns as well, but I just chose to go with some over the back returns instead. They're much cheaper and they work pretty much the exact same way. So just some simple U returns. It's got the hose insert right there for the return. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tee off the return, so you know, half the water goes to this side and half goes to that side, which should give me a much better even spread of water across the top of the tank. But yeah, guys, that's what the tank looks like. The only other thing that's going to go in the tank are, I've got a power head for that side and one for that side as well. So I should have pretty good water flow in this tank, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting further along with the build. So next up I'm going to show you guys the sump. Okay, guys, so here is the new Sump Refugium build I did for the reef tank. I'll go over the components for you guys. First off, the tank itself. This was actually my old 20-gallon high planted tank, if you guys remember. This was the Crypt and Red Tiger Lotus tank. So when I broke that tank down, this made for the perfect size to do the build in. But first chamber, to start off with, you get the filter sock. So when the tank drains, it's going to drain into the filter sock to hopefully catch any detritus or other large debris before it gets to the rest of the sump. And obviously that will clean that out regularly, so no nitrates build up in that. Also for the skimmer, originally I was thinking about, you know, just spending the $180 for a nice reef octopus one, but I had this actually lying around from a long time ago. This is one of the older style Berlin airlift skimmers. You can see right here it's got the wooden air stones that it uses to generate the bubbles, and these actually do work really well, provided that they have a constant water level. So if they're in the tank itself and the water's constantly going up and down, they don't work so well. But since it's in the sump, in the chamber, or the first chamber, the water level will stay constant, and these actually do really well under those circumstances. So we'll see how this performs with the bio load that I put on it. Obviously, if it's not up to par, I can always upgrade later, but I thought I might as well try this out to start with, just to see how well it does. So also, the heater will be in this part of the tank as well. I'm actually using it on another tank, but this is what I got. It's one of the new Cobalt Aquatics Neotherm heaters. It's all plastic. It's got the cool LED dial on the front, and it's really skinny. I don't know. I'll show you guys later, but it's supposed to be the top of the line heaters, you know, the newest type of build. So I'm thinking that's going to work really well, and that will also go in the first chamber. So then that goes through the baffle, the first baffle, into the Refugium section. I'll show you guys. I tried to do as best a job I could on the silicone. I did a pretty good job on the siliconing. Didn't get too messy with it. Back there's a little bit of a bubble. But one thing that really helps when you guys are doing that is painter's tape. You know, use this so you don't get paint on straight lines. This also works really well for a silicone. So basically, you can see the straight edge you get. You just put the painter's tape down first, then you smooth the silicone, and then once you have it in place, you rip the painter's tape up and you get a nice line. So that'll help you guys if you guys are going to do a build yourself. But anyways, so it goes through these middle vents into the Refugium section. For lighting, I'm actually using one of my old, it's not old, but this was the 18-inch Ray 2 light. It was used on my old 5.5 gallon Planet tank that I had briefly. And it's a great light, you know, it works perfectly. So since it grew plants so well, I'm betting it's going to grow macroalgae really, really well in the Refugium section of the tank. Another thing I liked about it, not only is it LED, so it runs, you know, low energy, but it focuses the light straight down into the Refugium. So there's no spread. You know, a lot of times you see people that when they get, usually when they make the baffles themselves, they go to Home Depot or Lowe's, cut some glass baffles, silicone them into place, and be done with it. But the problem with those clear glass baffles is the light goes through this side of the tank and on this side of the tank, so algae grows everywhere. I don't want that. I want algae growing in this section and this section only. So that's why I like the Ray 2 light. It's going to focus light straight down. As well as these are black, actually. These aren't glass. I actually got this kit on eBay. So this is black, and then this one's black also, which will help, you know, the light to stay in this part. And as you can see, it's a little bit darker on these sides. So hopefully it's really dark on this side, actually. So hopefully algae only grows in this compartment. So anyways, this is the second baffle. As you can see, it's got the teeth cut into the top of it. And so basically it goes down, then it goes through, then it goes up, 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 and then it goes through the teeth and into the bubble trap. They're not set up yet, but this is going to be my chemical media trays. So basically it's going to be a sponge on top to catch anything that comes out of the Refugium. It'll go down. The next row will be something like Purigen, and then below that will be some Chemipure Elite. So it's got to go through the teeth. It goes down, down, down. Bubbles can't go down. Under the bubble trap, or the third baffle, which is clear and goes all the way up to the top into the return section. For the return pump, this is what I'm using. It's a Thnx Silence. That's the model number. It's supposed to be pretty good pump. You can see, I don't know if you can see or not, it's got pretty tall feet on it, actually rubber feet, which is really supposed to help with the noise. And it's supposed to be one of the really, you know, one of the most quiet pumps on the market. So we'll see how it does. I think at the head, I'm going to have about 3 feet of head on the return pump. So it's also, what, like I said in the last video, or in the last section about the returns, the U returns is going to be teed off to go to each one. So it should be giving me about 500 or so gallons per hour through those returns, and then once again through the overflow. But anyways, that's about all I got on the Sump Refugium part of the build. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And so I think lastly I have to show you guys the stand, and that'll be the end of this very long but hopefully informative video. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so finally, last but not least, we're back in my garage, and here is the stand. It's actually not fully done, but it's mostly done. I thought I'd show you guys anyway. All I really got to do is I got to put on the top piece and then the bottom piece for the sump. But it's mostly done, so I thought I'd show you guys anyways. Really, it's the same build as the last stand I built. The only difference is I threw sides on this one. So the last one was open, so you could see the bottom tanks. But yeah, these ones have sides on it, so that should hopefully help with any noise or light that's coming from the sump section down here on the bottom. But the other thing really different I didn't add as many cross braces to the tank, to the stand anyways. But it'll still hold, the weight just fine, no problem. I just didn't feel like messing with that many cross braces. I was a little paranoid on the first one, and this one, I know that it'll hold. I didn't worry about it too much. But yeah, that's about all there is to it, really. I know it's been a long video, and for all the people that actually watched the whole video all the way through, I appreciate it. As always, all my subscribers, new and old, I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos. Really, really do. So, hope you guys enjoyed all the things you saw, and I look forward to showing you guys In the future, the evolution of the new tank. Really, the only thing I have left to do is get the light and get some of the plumbing supplies. Which actually reminds me, for anybody that's still watching the video that's a reefer, not the smoking reefer, but the aquarium reefer, what do you use for your plumbing? Do you use PVC or flex PVC or vinyl tubing? What do you guys use? So if you guys have a inclination one way or another, go ahead and throw that down in the comments as well. And I am going to check out of here. Peace. Later, guys.